new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba. To crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? Try them all now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine. Copyright 2026, The Coca-Cola Company. Sprite is a registered trademark of The Coca-Cola Company.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
The road to the NBA Finals ends here, with star guard setting the tone. The Cavs eye another upset, while the Knicks carry the dreams of all of New York. The Eastern Conference Finals continue on ESPN and ABC.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. The Four Seasons is back for season 2, starring Tina Fey, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, Marco Calvani, Carrie Kenny Silver, and Erica Henningsen. After a difficult year, your favorite group of friends continues their tradition of vacationing together, now with a baby in tow. From the Jersey Shore to upstate New York and Italy, their getaways are sure to take unexpected turns where comedy ensues. Watch The Four Seasons May 28th only on Netflix.
I hope you understand. He was born a rambling man.
It's me, it's TRG, the Rambling Gambler, just trying to make a living and doing the best I can. I think this is probably going to wrap up launch week, everybody. I think this is going to be the last launch week episode. We'll see. I've gotten good feedback. So grateful. I got good feedback on the question of small episodes, large episodes. Kind of been a mixed bag of responses. Still trying to figure that out. We'll see where we go with things. But I think this is going to wrap up launch week. So here's the battle plan. Mixing with the format a little bit, but I'm going to keep it short. I am going to keep it short. I'm actually in Mountaineer with Professor Porsche and Lady Mac and enjoying this beautiful property. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the battle plan. First up, we are going to have a trip report from Nakatomi Tony. He sent it in. We were talking about it. I'll comment on it after you hear from him, but we're going to do a travel segment from him. We're going to do a moment of casino wisdom with a few quick reflections, and then we'll jump into Mission Control to wrap this thing up. Excelsior Brigade member Nakatomi Tony recently had some time in Atlantic City and shared what it looked like from a casino combat point of view. And I've been waiting for the right moment to put a little focus on it, to put a little spotlight on it. I think it makes sense to have it wrap up launch week because in many ways to me, and he knows this, I hope he knows this, Nakatomi Tony is perhaps one of the most amazing stories to come out of this podcast experience from my point of view. Been around Atlantic City his whole life. Lives very close to Atlantic City. Never really saw it as a resource. In fact, very, very early in our relationship, he shared with me that he went to Atlantic City, told his wife he went to Atlantic City, and she said, "Oh, that's still a thing? People still do that?" So this incredible resource there for him. And the podcast and our relationship kind of showed him what that resource could be. And he's done it. He has done casino combat so well. And with such attention to detail and such focus. He very carefully, bit by bit, piece by piece, built all his relationships, built his status free parking, free food whenever he wants it, basically. People to hang out with, all the things that come from doing casino combat. And so I want you to hear what casino combat looks like and is when done well.
Hey everyone, Nakatomi Tony here. I just wanted to share an example of living the casino combat life with all of you. I live about 40 minutes away from Atlantic City. A couple weeks ago I received an email from the Tropicana offering 2 free tickets to see Larry the Cable Guy. I grabbed them and my son and I went to see the show. I expected seats in the back of the theater since they were comped. I was surprised to see that the seats were in the 11th row and the face value of the tickets was $96 a piece. The show was a lot of fun. After the show was over, I wanted to show my son Bubble Craps. I put $100 into the Bubble Craps crapless machine. And I told my son we would play like the YouTube influencers do. The plan was to double the $100 or go broke. I also said to my son, never play craps like this, it's stupid. Well, the dice were nice to us. After a few hits, we cashed out for $237, more than double my money. After walking around the casino for a bit, we decided to call it a night. On the way out, the parking garage, I noticed that parking was $30. But since I'm Diamond Plus with Caesars, I get free parking. I'm not sharing this to boast or to brag. I just wanted everyone to know that casino combat has been pretty amazing for me. You can do this as well. To wrap it up, I'd received almost $250 in comps and a gambling profit for the night. That, my friends, is casino combat. Thanks, everyone.
So I want to thank him again for that. I want to thank him for taking the time to record that and share that. He sounded amazing. He really did. He sounded like he belongs in the air. But I said in the book that either one of two things are true. Either everything in the book is true, either everything Nakatomi Tony just shared there is true, or we have been involved for 5+ years in perhaps the single least profitable publishing con ever attempted. Either it's all true, either you can make a small profit in cash and live a casino lifestyle mostly for free, or we've lied and lied and lied collectively as a group for 5 years to trick people into buying a book that's maybe going to cover its cost during launch week, which is an amazing accomplishment. I'm not downplaying that at all. Big win, and we'll talk about that in a little while here. But those are the choices people have when it comes to the book. Either it's true and it's accurate and you can do this, and Nakatomi Tony has shown it. Nakatomi Tony did not, and I'm not trying to be immodest, and I'm not, all the credit on him, right, for listening and doing, because we know there are N's, right? There are N apostrophe T's, the can'ts, the won'ts, the don'ts, the people that know me, hear what I've said, learn about us, and then still can't, won't, don't actually do this. So all credit to him for doing it and doing it well. Song lyric, no prompt. So all props to him for doing it and doing it well, but he didn't know how, and he listened to me, and now he's done it, and it's just a part of his life and just something he can do with his son and go have a great time and be an important guest, right? That's the idea, is you're not, it's that amateur wrestling thing. There's enough mutual respect there built into the fabric of how casinos work. There's enough mutual respect that they don't only give him a ticket, they give him a good ticket. He'd have been happy with a poor ticket, and they give him a great ticket, and they let him park his car for free, and he has the skills to then win some money and walk out positive in all the categories. That's what this is about. That's what this journey's been about. That's what the book is about showing. And I wanted to put that there and focus on it as we wrap up launch week. Let's jump into a moment of casino wisdom real quick. Casino wisdom number 77, if you don't ask, you don't get, is probably one of my favorite casino wisdoms, especially having now worked through these wisdoms repeatedly in the course of putting the book together. I do love the stories. I do love remembering that very early part of my journey, that very early part of my life, that first comped meal, and those scary $25 bets. I really do like that wisdom, and I really do think there's a lot to be learned there. But for launch week, I wanted to reflect on it just very quickly. I mean, you know, I don't really do quickly well, but I'll try to be quick. I made a big ask, and we'll see if I can do this without getting a little verklempt. I made a big ask. I asked strangers, for all practical purposes. I mean, we've traveled together, some of us. I consider us friends. I consider us more than friends. But I made a big ask. Give me some of your time. Give me some of your personal reputation in relationships you value. Help me promote this book. And so many of you jumped in and committed and promoted a book you'd never read. You trusted me. You told people to buy it. You told people it was good before you had any proof that it actually was good. And we executed as a squad, and we did an amazing launch. We're going to have an amazing prize party online. We're going to have an amazing virtual party. I'll let you know. I'll give you plenty of warning. I haven't picked a date. I haven't sorted out exactly all the prize pool yet. We did amazing, and we'll run down that a little bit in Mission Control in just a minute. But I asked, and everybody jumped in. And that illustrates something very, very interesting that I've learned. Several weeks ago in the Slack Virtual VIP Lounge, Same Bet gave us an example, and I'm not going to remember it well enough to paraphrase it, and I'm not going to, but I'll illustrate it. He pointed to something in his real life, in his non-casino working career, normal life, where he applied a casino wisdom. And he applied a core concept. And what an amazing thing, right? Because that's what we're seeing. If you don't ask, you don't get. Unrelated to casinos, related to a casino book, but unrelated to casinos, I asked and I got. And that's the casino wisdoms applied to non-casino situations, which is quite a thing, quite an amazing thing. And we did a great job, and I am incredibly grateful and amazed at how well we worked as a squad, as a group. I'm incredibly amazed at what we created online and how, in many ways, the wisdom is wrong in that I didn't even have to ask. People jumped in. People did so many different things. So thank you very much. It's fascinating to see that our book also applies outside the casino. Let's go to Mission Control. Let's get this wrapped up.
This Houston, contact with a test 1.
3, 2, 1.
And I guess just to carry that theme forward from a moment of casino wisdom into our Mission Control conversation today, casino wisdom number 90 is all about being patient. And I said it when I originally taught the wisdom, and I said it in the book in a slightly different way to make sure I didn't break any of the rules of writing books. Because heaven forbid if you use a Guns N' Roses lyric in a book, apparently you can't do that. But it's true for me. It's just very, very true for me. I'll be in a casino situation and it feels like I want to go. I want to do. It's not right. There isn't the right seats. There isn't the right chairs. I got to wait for a shoe to end. All this stuff that can happen in a casino. And I'll hear that Jedi voice. I'll hear that Padawan saying, "I think patience, Master," or I'll hear that whistle, right? I'll hear. I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm not going to attempt it. I'm not going to attempt it in the microphone, but I'll hear that Guns N' Roses whistle We just need a little patience. And what is he talking about? What is he rambling about? That's what this last few days of launch week have been. From Tuesday to Saturday has been an exercise for me in patience, because I've learned something interesting, and this is very relevant to the mission control part of what we're doing today. I don't get, as an author, I don't get information from Amazon about pending orders. You could cancel them. So I don't see that. Amazon doesn't show me as an author, here's what's been ordered. What it shows me is, here are the orders that have been fulfilled, which is to say, a book went in a box and went on a truck. And since all these books are printed to order, I have no idea how many have been ordered. I have no idea. It's Saturday. The book started being ordered on Tuesday at 12:01 a.m. and I still have no idea how many were ordered. I know we hit the end of the rainbow goal. I know all of you came through, and I know we sold enough books to be sitting on that hot new release charts, to be sitting on the charts in a good way on Amazon, but I don't know. I can't quantify it. I have no idea. I know my costs on producing this book. I know how much money, ignore the time. I'm not sure I ever get the time back, and that's fine. It's worth it. But I know how much cash I put in to doing this book. And I know that at this moment, I am nowhere close to actually recouping that money back in royalties. And I have no idea, because the book gets ordered, it sits in a queue I can't see, it gets printed when it's the right time for Amazon to print it, it goes in a box or a bag, and it gets sent out, and then it gets reported to me as a sale. And then the royalties get recorded, and then 60 days after that, they actually move that money over to me. And the point isn't money. The point is, I wish I had better numbers to give all of you.
People are full of surprises, especially when you travel together. Thankfully, Vrbo is not. When you book a Vrbo, you get Vrbo Care and 24/7 live support, so your house doesn't surprise you like your friends might. If something's not as described or doesn't work, Vrbo's there. Real people, real support, anytime. Book today on the Vrbo app. If you know, you Vrbo. Terms apply. See vrbo.com/trust for details.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff's saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
And I don't. And I wish I had better numbers for me, and I don't. It is a matter of following Casino Wisdom number 90 and practicing patience, because it is all happening. It is all doing what it's supposed to do. We ran an amazing launch, everyone. Every single one of us contributed to an amazing, successful launch. We sold a disproportionate amount of hardcover books, and that's amazing. New authors are not supposed to sell hardcover books, and so many of you not only bought a soft cover book, you bought a hardcover book as well. I realized I did it again. I am not going to forget this time. Let me give numbers, and let's just completely make a mess of the format. Let's do some quick numbers, and then I'm going to add in a virtual VIP lounge segment. I got a story I need to share. I meant to share it in the last episode. I realized I didn't, and I just realized again I didn't do it again. So let's wrap up Mission Control, and then we'll pop into the lounge real quick. I could actually use a drink. Maybe I'll have. Yeah, we'll see. I'm in a casino. Maybe we'll grab a cocktail and then record the rest of this. We did an amazing job, and this is not closed. Let me make this point. This is not closed. This is probably the last episode for launch week. It's been a little more than a week, and we've done an amazing job. But the Mission Control webpage is still open. If you're new, like if this is your first episode, and you're going, I didn't know anything about this, Mission Control is still open. You can still make social media posts. They still help. You can still go buy books. That still helps. You can go write reviews. That still helps. We need reviews right now are the most important thing. We've got some coming in. They've been amazingly complimentary. We've got the helpful thing going. Those are the things we need to do. If I'm giving you real Mission Control, go do it. If you bought the book, if you read the book, leave a review. If you haven't bought the book yet, or you know someone that didn't, have them mark some reviews as helpful. Mission Control is still open. The board is still open. You can still do all of those things. You can still earn tickets in the drawing. You can still increase the number of prizes I'm going to give away in the drawing. You can still do all of those things. It's still valid. Perhaps now more than ever. I mean, something you post in social media at Tommy Joe. I think you'd really appreciate wisdom number 90 in this book. I just got it this week. Link back to the book. He clicks through or she clicks through. That's still amazingly useful. It's amazingly helpful. We've been doing, and you can still do more if you're so inclined. That is great. Mission Control is open. It's going to stay open probably until the launch party, until the drawing, probably until we formally wrap up and celebrate together. But as the board stands at the moment, Gator Gambler earned 18 tickets. He completed 18 missions. Double Down 21's at 15. Midnight Diver and Nakatomi Tony tied at 14. Equine Ensign at 13. VCPD at 11. Texas Templar at 8. Atlantic City Empress at 7. Dr. ECE, fourth to the ring from the inner circle at 7. Riptide Halfling at 7. Close behind and also participating strong, we have Lucky Drunk, still the best name in the Casino Combat Galaxy. Sir Counselot, Emerald Wanderer, LMNOP, Equine Ensign, Sister participated, Patient Paladin participated, Same Bet was involved, Alabama Renegade, the man known as ES, who left a great review online. No Way Dude, Equine Ensign's brother-in-law, Questing Scholar. I got to scroll down. The list is so large. What a wonderful thing. Lady Mac, Maven, a couple other names that will remain anonymous because I'd have to use their real name, and Valley Nomad that I'm hoping I get to spend some time with today. All good stuff. An absolute amazing level of participation. 39 books bought or gifted that we know about. Follows on the author page, currently running about 50. There's so much of it. There's so much of it. So many people did so much. It's truly been a great launch, everyone. It has been an amazing squad effort. People have done things before I even ask, and it's just been mind-blowingly great. It's been a really, really revealing and rewarding experience. I had someone post yesterday in an online space, someone that I don't think I actually even know personally, that they bought the book, they started reading it, and they loved the fact that I made everybody feel like we'd been friends and they'd known me forever in the first few pages. And that's just dumb luck. I don't know how I actually managed to do that, but personally, this has been a very gratifying thing to do and be part of. And thank you all again. We will, of course, talk soon. It's kind of built into the process. I'll let you know when we're going to celebrate. And I've got one fun story. So let's finish up in the most appropriate way in the virtual VIP lounge.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Welcome to the most must-listen-to segment in casino lifestyle podcasting, the Virtual VIP Lounge. Our lounge is open, and we have the best virtual everything virtually all the time. The best virtual food and drink served anywhere on the interwebs, guaranteed or your money back. I did. This is an impromptu segment. I did. I actually, with everything paused, obviously popped down to the bar, grabbed a mimosa. A perfect way to kind of celebrate and wrap up launch week here with a fun story about launch week and a little bit of tidbit, a little bit of podcast trivia, a little bit of what may happen and what may be out there in the world that I can't control. So if you can, as always, press pause, join me in a drink, pop a bottle if you can. Chris Jericho's right. A little bit of the bubbly is a wonderful thing. So an interesting thing happens in the world. People make mistakes. Things happen that weren't supposed to happen. And it creates value. It creates long-term value because of rarity and scarcity. I could point to coins, right? There's all kinds of coins out in the world that somehow got stamped wrong. They got stamped with a mistake, or they got stamped unusually or incorrectly. Pokemon cards, same way. If you've got a Pikachu that somehow got printed backwards, it's worth a ton of money, that card, because of how rare, unique, and special it is, despite the fact that it's flawed, imperfect, wrong. Lots and lots of stories in the Star Wars toy space, right? Those original Star Wars toys. Every once in a while, something weird happened. A Boba Fett went out with an orange instead of a gray backpack. Or they shipped something with some little small part and they only shipped a few and then realized it was a choking hazard and took that part out. And if you have those unusual versions of something that there were hundreds of or thousands of, that unusual version is very, very valuable because of its uniqueness, because of its rarity, because of how few of them there were. So let me tell you about one of those that may or may not, I don't know, exist in our world, in our galaxy. An artifact that we'll only know it exists when one of you tell me it exists. And I don't know if there are any, and I don't know how many there might be. Hopefully it's small, but I don't know. And here's what happened. I got the timing a little bit wrong. No, I didn't get the timing wrong. I got the timing right, and then there was a delay. So there was a loop where I would update the book online, not for sale, and then I would pay Amazon to make a physical copy of the book and send it to me. And it has a special band on it that says proof, not for resale. And that's the way for me to physically look at the book. And I thought I had the timings all right. I requested the what I thought would be the last hardcover author's proof, and it was supposed to get to me, and I was supposed to then be able to look at it and make any adjustments that I needed to make. And there was a delay of 1 day of the book getting to me, and then it was delivered, but I wasn't home. I was out working with an IT client, and I get home and I look at the book, and the spine of the book isn't what I want it to be. It was not perfect in my eyes. The wrap of the edge of the cover was a little bit wrong. The positioning of the words on the spine were not perfectly what I wanted them to be. And I quickly jumped into the graphic file and I made the adjustments and I made the tweaks and I looked at it again virtually and I went, okay, I get it. This is better. And I went to submit that cover and the book was locked. I'd crossed a line and Amazon would no longer let me change anything about the book until the book launched. And that was so that they could make their website changes, so they could do all the things on the back end. And I knew it was going to be locked. And if the book had been delivered on time, I'd have had 24 hours to make those last couple adjustments, and I didn't. And then the book went live at like 12:01 a.m. on Tuesday, and I quickly jumped on and uploaded the fix. I don't know how long that takes. So it is possible, and I don't know because of that lag in when books are actually printed and then shipped and then delivered, but it is possible one of you, two of you, 5 of you, 9 of you, I have no idea, are going to get, and you may not, I don't know the timing, but you may get a hardcover book with a cover that I think is less than perfect. And I don't want to apologize. I want to tell you, you have a very rare Casino Combat Galaxy artifact, because there are not going to be very many books, if any. If there are any books with that incorrect, in my opinion, cover, they're very rare. Because within moments of the book going live, I uploaded the fix. And hopefully I caught it. From my point of view, in a quest for perfection, hopefully I caught it. But if I didn't, and you get one of those, then it is the Boba Fett with the orange backpack, right? It is the dime stamped with the penny symbols. It is that type of item, something that was not intended to be produced, but got produced just through a random timing mistake, a random human error, and that's how I'm choosing to look at it. If by any chance you get one of those books and it bothers you that it's not as good as it could have been from a cover spine point of view, I will happily replace it. I will happily take possession of that book with the mistake. It is my fault, but it is also, if it happens, a very, very rare, unique, and in many ways special artifact of the Casino Combat Galaxy. So there we go. I'm right at 30 minutes. Let's do it the way we've started it. Let's do it. Please tip your waitresses, tip your bartenders, tip your dealers. If you have a host, tip your host. Remember your casino wisdoms. Please don't tip away your wins. I've spoken. Everything you heard here is true from a certain point of view. In 10 years, we may find out I was wrong about all of this. It's time for leaving, and I hope you understand I was born a rambling man. Love it, hate it, it don't matter. Please share with your family and friends. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for the gift of your time. Thank you for the efforts you put in on behalf of this book and this launch week effort. Thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you on the floor.
For Atlantic City Empress, Casino Combat's ace. There are profits in the casino tonight, I can feel it in my bones. I had a premonition, you should probably play alone. I know the house has that advantage, but that's part of the thrill. If we follow the core concepts, the chips begin to spill. So baby, here's your player's card, put your bankroll in your hand. Use just some of that money now, do it just the way we planned. Just follow the core concepts, and you could win several grand. Well, it's good if it goes down like that, don't have to play to lose. It's gambling as a business, the Casino Combat Blues. Casino Combat Blues. The dealers and the pit bosses, the security and the law, the winning and the losing and the tricks nobody saw. No matter if it's blackjack, roulette or craps, you gotta carry defense, cause you always carry cash. There's lots of shady characters, lots of dirty deals. Everybody has an alias, cause that's more fun we feel. It's the lure of winning money, it's got a very strong appeal. Perhaps you'd understand it better standing in my shoes. It's the ultimate enticement, it's the Casino Combat Blues. Casino Combat Blues.
No one goes to Hank's for spreadsheets. They go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hank has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
We can gamble out in Vegas. I mean, we're here to stay. Gambling's propping up the budgets of folks like me and you. You ask any casino manager, he'll say there's nothing he can do. From the pockets of the casino right down to me, yeah.